This is the Long Haul Pedalcast with John McGavick and Steve Schools. Incredible stories of endurance coming from the prairies. Be inspired to create your own long haul journey. Today on the Long Haul Pedalcast, we have 18-year-old Nico Knoll. Nico is a medalist at multiple national cyclocross championships in Canada, races with the Steve Tilford Foundation racing team, and now competing on the Cyclocross World Cup in Europe. It is great to talk to someone in the middle of pursuing her long haul dream, and we join Nico after a training ride in Spain. Welcome everyone to the Long Haul Pedalcast. Today we have Nico Knoll, 18-year-old from Calgary, Alberta, pursuing her dream in the sport of cyclocross at the top of the sport in Belgium, Netherlands, and Spain. And we join Nico in Spain. So Nico, welcome to the Pedalcast.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, great to have you. And we've got John McGavick, my co-host. So John, take it away.
Hey, Nico. Nico, you just finished a ride, so thanks again for making time. And
of course.
Steve and I, when we first envisioned this podcast, we were going to try to keep our stories to the prairies, to Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Calgary, the foothills. You're kind of close to the prairies. Bordering, yes. You know, if you go 30 kilometers north or east or south, there's a lot of prairies there. But you actually are one step away. You have one connection to the prairies because your dad was born and raised
from Regina.
So did you make a lot of trips from Calgary to Regina in the car with family?
Quite a few when we were younger. Yeah, the 8 hours just straight east is one you don't really forget.
Yeah, so you qualify for our as a connection to the prairies then.
Yeah. Now, one of the main reasons we're inviting you here as well is when I heard your story through some friends of mine who are in Alberta and the cyclocross scene, I was so impressed with your journey that started, I think, when you were 17, where you, for whatever reason, got on a plane, wanted to race against the best in the world, flew into what might be considered the lion's den to do races in Belgium and the Netherlands against the best in the world. Can you walk us through why you made that choice?
Yeah, so I was actually my first year junior. I really wanted to race like the real races. As much as we can say Canada and America have races, like we're lacking a little bit. But yeah, so originally I did go once because my mother is from the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. So visiting family, we would fly to and from sometimes, and then one time we decided to bring our bikes because we kind of just started doing a bit of cyclocross as a family, so why not bring our bikes? We're there in the winter over Christmas, so we can do some local little races. I think I was probably 13. I'm not too sure, but really enjoyed it. And it was just kind of fun to see, like, people actually do like this sport. Yeah. Over in Europe, it is a sport. So, yeah. So then my mom kind of asked me seriously, because cyclocross is, like, the first kind of sport of the year, per se. Like, because you're a year ahead because Worlds is the year, like, in 2026. So, yeah.
Yep.
I'm 23 now, junior for mountain bikes, though, but yeah.
Right. It's the start of the next year for cycling age categories. Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom kind of asked, okay, if you're going to want to do the cycling thing, like, we better get into it. Like, better get you going.
Yep.
So she asked me if I wanted to race in Europe. I'm like, well, yeah, that'd be sick.
Of course.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So she booked it, and I wasn't even qualified for Team Canada yet or anything. So she said, like, well, you can just do the local races as well if you don't qualify.
So your parents, like your mom, is right behind this. Like, she's booking this. Like, you're not like, your parents aren't like, I don't know about this. They are full on supporting you.
No, this isn't me saying, like, please send me to Europe. It's more like, you're gonna go to Europe. I'm like, oh, sick. I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, because my parents were both athletes, so they know everything with that. And, yeah, so they like to push me towards towards this stuff. If I would like to do it, then they're like, yes, this is how we're gonna do it then. Yeah, so then I luckily did qualify at nationals.
Okay.
And then I was able to go with Team Canada, but they didn't start until like 2 weeks into my trip. So I was actually 16 boarding the flight over to Amsterdam.
By yourself?
By myself, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do
Wow.
have family in the Netherlands.
Sure.
Yeah.
So my grandpa picked me up.
Nice. Okay.
We had a nice, quiet 3-hour drive back to his place in northern Netherlands because he speaks Dutch and I speak very little Dutch.
Yeah.
He does not speak very much English, so there were some language barriers there.
Sure.
But yeah, made it work. Then he dropped me off with Team Canada, and then I started the races. So
Nice.
yeah, I did not do any races when I was with my grandpa there. Just because cyclocross is probably the worst sport with like you need a mechanic, you need this, and so.
Right. You need someone in the pit. You need all that
Yeah.
support. Yes.
I wasn't about to do that to my grandpa.
No.
Right. Throw him into the lines then as well. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I just started with Team Canada, which was pretty fun. It was really my first time being like in a professional setting with cycling. Because up until then, even with mountain bike races, I've stayed pretty local in Alberta, and a few races in BC, but never did I venture any further, really. So it was my first like big race scene, and I was with all the Quebec girls, of course. I was the only Albertan there. There was one other Albertan in the boys, but then that was it. So
you got to practice your French a little bit?
Yeah, no.
So you
Yeah, I
mentioned...
just talked to the speakers. Yeah.
So you said earlier that the races in Europe are real races.
Professional
Yeah.
races.
Real professional races. What makes them real, or what makes them professional in contrast to the other races you've been involved with?
Well, I think like looking at the US CX series, even just this year when I raced Elite, it's professional, like to an extent. They tried to make it a bit more professional, having like the front row called up after, and we ride up there, but wasn't what they hoped. I don't think. But you're really racing yourself. In the race, like, yeah, we got Manon Bakker, who is a professional in Europe, and we got Megali and
Sydney.
I'm blanking. Sid is there, and then Raylene, and like all these girls that fill it up. It's pretty good. Like when you're on the line, it's like, damn, we got about 16 women on this. This is good.
Yeah.
But you race, and then like lap 2. It's all split up and it's decided already. And
yes.
It's, like, okay.
It's all separated out. Yeah.
It's a time trial.
Yeah. I think that's part of it, just like the separation and how quickly it's kind of decided. Also, the courses aren't nearly the level of the courses here, I'd say. Like they're fun over here. They're kind of crazy. They try, and there are some nice courses in the States, but not as good.
Yeah. So you're saying like there's good races in the States, but they don't have the quantity and the like so many good riders. And then the courses, like, you know, there's not a Zonhoven course in the U.S. I mean, because no one would be able to ride it.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So you're going to like these epic, like the height of cyclocross difficulty venues. Yeah. So those are some of the things that are just like, wow, like this isn't like one level up. This is many level up from those races. So yeah. Okay.
And maybe
the arches and the barriers, like the gates on the side of the course, really make it feel a lot more than the ribbons.
Right, exactly. Yeah, not just the tape around the course. Yes.
Right.
And even like the
okay, we can't shortcut here.
Right.
Right.
And
the fans.
And the fan base, right? Like some of the races is just crazy.
That's crazy. I think Zonhoven this year had like 25,000
Yeah.
fans, and it was cold.
Yeah.
Like it was not a warm race.
It was
snowy
snowing,
and
yeah.
cold.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that must have been just eye-opening and really exciting, that first round. And then moving to 2024, you were on it for the second time now?
Yeah, 2024, second time. Yeah.
Second time out, you're a little more familiar. Sounds like you were out there on your own for a couple of the races. Was there a race there that really stuck out, or an experience in 2024 that was something you'll always remember?
Yeah, I mean, winning Antwerp that was my first race here last year, and I was just staying with my friend at the time that I met the year before on a road team that I quickly entered and exited. Just not a roadie. But, I was lucky enough to stay with her family, and her dad was in the pits for me with the spare bike, and I saw like a dad amount of knowledge for mechanics on the bike, which, hey, any amount is great.
Right. Better than nothing for sure. Yes.
Yeah. But it was great. I honestly landed like the Thursday before, was not expecting much, so that one sticks out.
So you
for
fly
sure.
you fly in the Thursday and you race Saturday?
Sunday, I
Sunday.
believe. Yeah.
And you take the
Yeah.
win. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was a crazy one. It was a C1, so then the next weekend in Dublin was my first World Cup of the season, but still I was going into that race, I'm like, okay, I feel kind of like not great, and I hope just to finish this race and not
Okay.
get latched by girls my age. But
Right.
yeah.
So take us through that race. Like, I mean, yeah, like this is really interesting. You go to the start line and your thoughts are just like, get through this race, survive it. So take us through that race.
Yeah. Well, I had first call up, which is crazy because I did the USCX races this year.
Okay.
My first year junior, I didn't, but this year I did, and I had. I think I was I was first row for the World Cups as well, so I had some good points to my name. So first call up.
Yeah. So that's probably even almost frightening, right? Like you're like,
Yeah.
and you hear the announcer call you up and you're like, oh, what have I got myself into?
I found it funny. I just rolled to the line, and I was kind of just smiling but trying to hide it because I'm like, man, I feel so tired and so bad.
Right.
They're gonna think I could actually win this.
Right.
And are the other girls looking at you like, who?
Yeah.
Who just got called up?
Literally, my friend, like, before the start, you usually just go back and forth on the start straight just to stay warm a bit. I was just talking to her quickly, and she's pointing out, like, this person is this and this person is this, because like, I know them a bit, but I don't know them very well.
Yeah.
She points at this girl, May. She got fourth at Euros. And she's really good. Like, she'll win. I'm like, okay, yeah, good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we line up first call up, which is I'm still like kind of smiling, and people are looking at me like, who's this Canadian? Like, what? And then we go, and usually my starts are pretty good. Like I like to pride myself on my starts, but
Okay.
May, the fourth at Euros, she was on it. She got the whole shot. I'm like, okay, damn, yeah, she is pretty good. She was right. Yeah, but some girls passed me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is feeling like how I thought I felt. So I was just kind of in the mix a bit, and then the girls were kind of slow. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get around these, and then I was just really riding my own race, and then. Like, I forgot, honestly, it's been a while, but I think I was just riding it and I felt pretty good eventually. And you're just kind of in this trance sometimes that you're just riding a good solid pace, and you realize, oh, I'm first. This is scary. So May and I kind of battled the whole race. She and I were kind of on each other's wheels, but then maybe 3 or 2 laps to go, I kind of had it. And then I crashed around a corner, the only little mud spot of the course. I slipped out, which was a little embarrassing, but we make do. And then May passed me, and then I had to I changed bikes because my hood was completely in, so had to go in the pits. And my friend's dad, my new bike is just in between his legs, not pointing straight, but just hoping I catch it. And then I like softly throw my bike because I'm like, I don't want to like do this for real and
Right.
chuck it at him. But,
Right.
yeah. So and then I get back on the bike and I make my way back to May, and then I make like I get around her, and somehow I still win. It was a heavy running course. That's Antwerp. It's got a lot of sand, and for me in Alberta, there's not a lot of sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just a running thing, and I used to run quite a bit with school and with the club, so I know how to handle myself a bit running. So yeah, I think that's really the main reason I was able to kind of take it, because I was pretty good at running. And May and I are friends now. Like we hang out. We went on a ride during Christmas cross and everything, and like we both know each other. Like after the race, May said to me like, "Man, you really suck at sand." I was like, yeah, but I beat you.
Right.
Yeah, she's not a runner either, so
Okay.
we know the strengths and weaknesses now.
That's great.
But that's
Yeah.
that's got to feel like going back where you're going into this race, like you're thinking you're just trying to survive it. You're wondering maybe you're going to get lapped or something or
Yeah.
whatever, and then you take the win. Yeah, just how did that feel? Like how did you process that?
Honestly, I was just like, that's just ridiculous. Why did I win? I was really happy. And like, that was my first, it wasn't my first podium, but like my first time getting flowers on the podium. And
Yeah.
like, it was a World Cup for the elites.
Yep.
So you still went into the trailer with all like the UCI, like the interview backgrounds and everything.
Wow.
And my friend came along with me, and we were just laughing the whole time. Like, this is crazy. And I had like mud all over my leg for my really dumb crash.
Yeah.
So had to wipe that off, of course, for the podium. You can't be muddy or anything.
Cool.
And they have a bucket of warm water and like UCI towels. We just were taking it all in. It was hilarious.
So it's
But,
just
yeah.
it's just a moment where you're like, this is big. Like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
bigger than that you've done anything you've done before.
Yeah, I was really thinking like, man, like this is a good sign for this year. I'm hoping like I can see this trailer again. But
Yes.
yeah, did not see it again that year, but
Sure.
maybe this year or next year,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's got to be an awesome way. And then did the year culminate at Worlds?
Sorry?
Did the year finish at Worlds?
Yeah, so Worlds was like February 1st, I want to say.
And where was
So-
that? Where was that again?
It was in, oh my gosh, it was in France. I'm blanking. I can't believe I'm blanking on that. Let me double check. It was in like Leuven or something, I think.
Yeah, I think so actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah. What's that experience like?
Yeah, it was a good course for me, I think. Like it was a bit muddy, a bit frozen ruts here and there, and some good run-ups. So running again.
Yep.
Strong suit. I did good like the very start of Christmas Cross. The season I did pretty good, like first 12, and then I just tanked it in the middle and I got really sick. So I was coming from those races, I was just, okay, I really want a good race. So then the weekend before Worlds, I had a great race. I think I got 10th there. So that was great boost of morale and everything. So I really wanted a good race, and I finished 13th there, which I was pretty happy with. I mean, the start of the season at Dublin, when I got 13th, I was pretty pissed because the girl that I beat at Antwerp beat me by about 2 minutes, I think, there.
Wow, okay.
So it was really bad.
Okay.
But it's funny to see like the difference in situations and the different ends of the season. 13th was pretty good for me, and I was happy about that. But yeah, it was I did have a mechanical, like some pretty bad mechanical there actually, so my shifting just stopped working. I don't know if it actually went into like oh, I'm blanking out again. Crash mode, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it went into crash mode, but it just stopped shifting.
Yeah.
Pitted, changed the bike, totally fine. And it was a little muddy. And so I'm like, I should switch it. It's the last lap. Maybe I push really hard against somebody. So I switch it again, but then it stops working again. So
Oh, no.
last lap, I'm going into it just one gear. So really, really sucks, but I'm happy I held 13th. I think I could have caught up to a few more girls if I maybe was able to shift at the end. But yeah.
Yeah.
Happy with the result regardless.
Yeah, like I mean, and that's there's a lot there, right? Because like cycling, every time we talk to anyone cycling, like there's so many ups and downs, whether it's the crashes or the mechanicals, and you just had to go through that. Like you had to deal with that. Like you could be on your best form or everything's going well, and it was cool how you just said like, yeah, like I still fought for 13th place. Like I could have maybe done better if everything had gone right, but given your situation, you fought for what you could.
Yeah, it sucks in the moment and you're mad, but like honestly, it was so much better than the year before. I had the same situation going into Worlds. I was 10th the weekend before, so great morale again. But then and the World Championships were at Tabor that year in Czech, and I was like 46th, I think, like 5th from last. I was so bad. I don't even know what happened, but yeah, I was happy it wasn't that year. So
right.
So that's great. Huge improvement, bit of a mechanical. But how would you define that 2024 season?
A lot of growing, I think, and learning. It was a bit of a breakthrough season for me, I think, because it put me a bit on the map with winning Antwerp. I remember like the UCI cyclocross page posted like me going over the line, and it got like so many views and I got so many followers from that. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like I've made it almost.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So then transitioning now to 2025, and once again you're selected for the Canada Christmas Cross camp. Maybe you could just talk to us a little bit about what that camp is and what it's like being part of the Canadian team while in Belgium for the holidays.
Yeah, the Christmas Cross project is just the course period of cyclocross. So it's about like 2 weeks to 3 weeks of just racing almost every other day. So it's kind of hectic and chaotic. It's a lot of fun for the junior girls and U23 girls. There's a lot less pressure of getting in because there aren't as many. But for the men, there's a lot more like, oh my god, I hope I get in. Oh my god, I hope this person doesn't go so then I can go.
Yeah.
A lot of that happening.
Sure.
It's definitely like, for some people, it's just a check off the list because you get Team Canada clothes and you get to race World Cup, so it's really fun. The first year we did it, like Team Canada, apparently like this, I've heard it from a few people, like they just throw you in the deep end with this stuff.
Yeah.
My first year that I did it, we did Namur World Cup.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's like the hardest, most technical World Cup. That was our first race.
You're on the biggest stage and you're on the
really
toughest course. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really funny. We got like a little pep talk from Vandenham the night before, like, guys, it's your own race. You make sure you race yourself. They're gonna be pushy and it's aggressive. It's not like Canada.
Yeah, and you're referring to Mike Vandenham, who's the Canadian cyclocross coach, who we're going to have on the podcast very shortly.
Next week.
But so he's giving you that pep talk because he has gone through that exact same thing. Yes.
Exactly, yeah. We finished the race and one of the girls was like, oh my god, somebody grabbed my wrist off my bars and then they pinched my butt.
Yeah, that's welcome to
Welcome to Belgium.
European Belgium
Welcome to
cyclocross.
Belgium,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, vicious. Yeah.
It was hectic, that one. Like I was like, I think I'm doing good. Like this is fun. This is crazy. I don't know who's next to me. I just know Canada. Like if I see the Canadian, I know that I didn't even know the Americans either. So
You're
but
totally
I
new.
finished and I'm like, okay, I think maybe 18th. And I asked the other coach that's there. I'm like, what place did I get? And she's like, I think 18th or 19th, you know? I'm like, sick. That's really good for my first race. That's awesome. Later, I look at my phone and the results. I'm like, are you kidding me? I just got 10th at my first World Cup.
Whoa.
Unreal.
Wow.
Unreal.
That one was crazy. That was my first of two top 10s that year. But that was pretty much it. That was the height.
Sure, but that's a pretty
That's
cool
huge,
height. That's a pretty cool height. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for
That
you.
was pretty good way again to start the season.
Yep.
Pretty awesome. But yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much Christmas Cross is just hectic.
Yeah.
You get there and you get the room. So it used to be at Tilt, this, as I said, like haunted house kind of abandoned type vibe to it. Looks like it's falling over. At night you can hear the pigeons cooing next to you.
Wow.
We would share a room with, I think that year I think I was only with 3 girls. It's not a big room at all. And you're with 2 other girls or 3 other girls, depending. And we have a little kitchen and we all cook for ourselves. And then for dinner, we are in groups and we cook. And then so you know how muddy the cyclocross races can get over here? Yeah. We got 1 shower for the 12 of us that are
boy.
there. And
How big's that hot water tank? How big is that hot water tank? Yeah.
Thank God the water actually stayed pretty warm.
Wow.
I don't think I ever had like a cold shower, but like you accidentally hit the knob and it's freezing cold. So that was not the best. But yeah, no, it was not the most ideal house, but as much and as loud as the athletes complained, the coaches had it way worse in their building. At least we had like heating. They had a fireplace with like damp wood. It was horrible. I was happy to be in the athlete's house. That was honestly so much better than the coach's house. But this year it was in a hotel and it was very well taken care of and it was great. But yeah, so the experience, the kind of, I'd say a bit of a joke in the little Team Canada is like, you don't experience Christmas Cross without Tilt.
Right on.
Nice. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
but it's fun usually. Of course, you're there over Christmas and New Year's, so you're there over some pretty heavy holidays, like some nice ones to have with your family. So we cook like a Christmas dinner or something.
Nice.
The coaches will help with that. Coaches and mechanics sometimes. So
Nice.
and we always eat all together. So that's always a bit homey there. So it's a nice setup, I'd say. And you get to know them because I mean you're 3 weeks with the same people. You're gonna talk to everybody, and yeah, it's a nice one. You definitely make some friends there.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds like a
Yeah.
super cool experience.
yeah.
So then this year, 2025, you have better accommodations for the Christmas Cross, but having had some success last year, what's 2025 been like for you over in Europe?
And I guess the other thing is also you've now moved from the junior category to the under 23 category
Yes.
as well. So that's another dynamic.
Yeah. Honestly, this year I have been racing the elite categories since first year junior.
Okay.
Because Team Canada just kind of scooped us all into like we're women and we can race this one, so
Okay.
why not? Like my year of juniors was particularly strong, like beating a lot of the U23 Canadians. so then we had priority over those girls to race these World Cups.
Okay.
So we raced a lot of those as first year juniors. So it's nothing like new to me.
Okay. Yep.
But now it's more like, okay, this matters, and it's less of a, oh, let's try and finish. This is so cool racing these big names and everything. But
You're
it's
putting a
more
little,
like, I better beat this big name.
yeah, you're putting a little more pressure on yourself to
Yeah,
accomplish
for sure.
something maybe a little more specific than just trying to finish or just trying to
Yeah,
compete a little bit.
exactly, yeah.
You're shooting for a certain result or certain placing. Yeah.
Yeah. This year it started. I was supposed to do Namur.
Yep.
And I love that race, so I was super excited. But I got really sick. Like I got sicker than I have been in so many years. So I had to unfortunately sit that one out. And then I just joined with Team Canada, and I was feeling quite a bit better by then, but still recovering because it was only a week after. So I did Antwerp, and I had my worst race ever, probably. I was 66th, and not even as a first year junior, I got that placing. So,
Right.
Hey, yes. So
Yeah.
that's tough. I'm sure in the moment that's feeling pretty tough.
yes, and compared to the 2 last years where like I would always have my best result my first race, it was like, oh, that's not good motivation going into this Euro season. And like throughout the whole season, like all the races, I was really like having to build my engine again because it really took it out of me, unfortunately. But I was supposed to race Antwerp, and then the race after Antwerp, I think it was Coxida. I just couldn't race that one. I had to recover from Antwerp, so took that off. And then I believe it was Havre next. It was another World Cup. And then this block is like it's race off day, race rest day, race. So I think I had 4 races in a row, I believe. So yeah, that's the hectic part of the season, and it was kind of nice because I would race and then I'd see my results. I'm like, okay, this is so much better.
Okay.
And always the goal is top 40 because then you're in the money, kind of. So
Nice.
yeah, that's always a good goal to go for.
Yeah.
But Havre, I was already feeling like so much better than Antwerp. I got 30 positions better. So
Massive improvement.
that was great. But it's very funny because this year it's dry. There's no mud, only one mud race we had so far. So it is not my style of racing because I tend to do good in like let's try and survive this race kind of race.
Yep.
So that was very different. So it's a lot of like the roadies are doing really well right now, and I am not a roadie.
Yep.
So honestly, finishing these races and looking at my results, I'm like, oh, that's not very good, but it's so much better. Like I'm doing really good for what I should be doing. Like I was sick, and this course is not my course at all. So it's a little bit of that. It sucks, but look at it this way, and hey, it was a good race. So
Right. You're putting it in perspective of just the type of the race and how you're doing relative to how you would expect to do. Yep.
And
yeah. And Dendermonde, that World Cup is usually just a mud pit, and that's just so fun. To me, that's just really fun. And this year we did 9 laps of that course.
So
'Cause
really
usually
tough.
yeah, I saw that.
that was
I couldn't believe
crazy.
it. Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, when am I getting lapped? Like I fully expected me to get lapped. But I had one of my best races there too. I was really racing with people, and like that's a lot of what U23 is now for me. Is like it's really nice to actually race with people because of course in the States like I'm racing kind of on my own there.
Yeah, but this is like every corner. If you make a mistake, 2 or 3 people have passed you, or if you do the right things, maybe you pass a person right away. So it's just that constant feedback and dynamic throughout the whole race.
Yes, yeah, that race was crazy. It was like a crit race, 9 laps, and I was 41st, I want to say 42nd maybe.
Yep.
But like that many people finished on 9 laps. Like it was a close race. It was crazy. Yeah. And then the super prestigious Diegem and Ball happened like around Christmas and New Year's, and those were a lot better. Like I was top 20. Not as many people race those as the World Cups, but feeling a lot better. Boost the ego a bit with the racing and the results and everything, and I felt a lot better too. So I was very happy about that one. And those races are just fun to do. Like Diegem is the night race.
The night race,
That's really fun, honestly.
It looks so cool.
Yeah, just reminds me of like, because in Calgary, like I mountain bike in Calgary, you can only imagine what that's like.
Yeah.
But it's just so fun, like weaving in between the buildings, and like that's literally Diegem. You're going in between buildings, and it's super awesome, and it's like a party. So yeah, that's really fun. That's honestly part of why I love cyclocross, because it's a little unserious, but
it's just a very different atmosphere than a road race or something like that. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And then Ball was our first muddy race, but yeah, of course mechanics come into that and everything, and it started raining only for the women's race and then the elite men's after that, but started on the wrong tires, so had to pit first lap and get new, like the different tires on. So of course, like so many people are passing you, people that really should not be in front of me. So that one, it was a lot of fighting back and like catching up. And then of course, unfortunately, like the first and second lap is where the moves are made and like the groups are split. So I didn't get in like the top group or anything, definitely not the second group either, but I was in the mix a bit, and that was pretty awesome. Yeah, and I think there was one more race after that.
Was it Zonhoven just after that?
Yes. Yeah. I took one race off, and then I did Zonhoven. Yeah, that's always fun.
And take us through that one. Like, if people haven't seen that race, like just go on YouTube and see. And it was intense this year because there's the snow. And then the sand. Like you have the climbs, but you have a descent with very deep. Like it's almost a drop off in the deep sand, and like almost everyone is crashing on that. So maybe as a race, take us through that kind of epic conditions and epic race course.
Yeah, that one is fun. Like the crowd is crazy there, and like the pressure going into the downhill is just like, it's not like a lot of pressure. I don't know. For me, it's like I can mountain bike and I can do fine going downhill. And so you're sending it down. And it's like, okay, I'm good. And then the sand tracks you like somewhere else. And then all of a sudden you're in nose deep and then you're over. So it's just unpredictable as good as you can be on your bike. You'll probably crash. So I actually stayed upright this race, which was pretty good. I've done this race every year that I've done Christmas Cross, and I have to say, my least favorite race.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
This year changed it, but I was always so cold. Or like my first year, I was just so cold and my legs were dead, so I didn't have fun. And then last year it was a junior World Cup, and I did not do as good as I wanted to, and I crashed on the sand, and I like bent my pinky really badly, and so I like kind of bent it back, but it wasn't broken. We had to go to the hospital for that. So like bad memories are attached to it, of course.
Yeah. But this year, yeah, totally different. Yeah, because literally, like you watch that race this year. Yeah, it snowed, and like the lead women, I'm forgetting her name at the moment, rides with
Alpecin.
Phoenix.
Celine Alvarado.
Yeah, well, she was there. She won it, but I mean, I can't remember.
Puck Peters.
Yeah, Puck Peters. Yeah. So she's way ahead, and like obviously she wants to go to that sand first, and then just bails it, and then everyone else is bailing because she bailed. And it sounds like you just every lap you were able to ride the sand.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like, of course, the elite women the lead women are definitely going a lot faster down it.
Like, and you're racing with the elite women. Like that's the category you're in. Yeah.
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 The leaders
Sure,
were
yeah.
definitely going faster
Yeah.
down it. And I was going pretty fast down it, but at one time I kind of reached the bottom, but I got kind of heavy on the nose, and then I almost went over the bars, but then I saved it in an awkward, like sitting on the top tube kind of way. And you can hear the crowd, of course, like ooh, oh, like all of those. Yeah, it's very funny, but I saved it. I'm like, oh my god, I almost ate it, and that would have been really bad because I was really fast at that point. So took it easy from
Okay.
kind of braked going into it a lot more after
Okay.
that. But yeah. That race, honestly, I was so excited to have a snow race because I know I do okay there. Um, and like I'm confident in the snow, and I know like Euros probably aren't confident in the snow. And yeah, no, it was very obvious. We were walking pace around some corners sometimes, and that just kills you mid race when you can't go around somebody and they are going the slowest ever.
Wow.
It's just like, okay, like this, like I could be walking around this corner way faster. Take your foot out and like
Right.
go way fast. I don't know. But it was painful because it was really one track, one line. So it was hard to pass people. So and my start wasn't the best. Like I was a bit scared because I don't it goes to one track so fast. So I was a little hesitant and I wanted to race this race. I didn't want to get out the first little section. So, but I was doing pretty good. I was racing in between some people, and like, of course, your North American competitors you see, and like, okay, I better be beating her. Let me stay in front of her. Yeah, that one, it was good. And then I would get past in the power sections, which is a really like, it hits you a bit because you just watch them pass you as you're going as hard as you can.
And then you know you're going to get stuck behind them in the next
I know,
corner. Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
And then like I would just pass them so easily on like the running up the sand sections, and that one it was like, okay. Like I can't be running this fast, guys. Yeah, but it was great because then I had the lead, and then they would just pass me over. But yeah, that one, honestly, not much to say about it. I finished the race and I'm very indifferent. Like, okay, one spot better than my best. And so, like, great, good, but not what I want still. But we're still reaching for better results, and hopefully that's to come, of course. But it's always hard with that. Like, I think I can do much better in these races, but this is where we're at. So,
Sure.
yeah.
But it sounds though like we're mid-January now, right?
Mhm.
And you're hitting mid-January with a couple weeks to go before Worlds with hunger in the belly. You
Yeah.
still want to race hard. You still want to get out there. You're not feeling the fatigue of a season, which I think is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I was lucky when I got sick start of the season and not mid-season this year. I'm happy about that. I would be even happier if I didn't get sick, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I got 3 more World Cups before Worlds, so I'm hoping to see some better results. But yeah.
Now this
That's to come.
this year you're riding with the Steve Tilford Foundation cycling team, and for those that don't know, Steve Tilford, absolute North American cyclocross, cycling, mountain bike legend, who passed away tragically. But you're kind of living on the Steve Tilford name, which is so awesome. But maybe
Yeah.
talk about riding with the Steve Tilford Foundation.
I mean, it's so nice. Honestly, I was really lucky. Some cyclists or like some Team Canada staff mentioned me to Raylene, and then of course Megali and David, her husband. They really helped put my name in the hat and like really got me out there. And then Raylan took notice from David, I think, for real from him, and that's how I definitely got on the team. And I'm very fortunate for that. But it's been awesome. Like the amount of kit that I got, and like we're on Pas Normal kit, which is really great.
High
And
end, yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, and then on Pinarello bikes, which is
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
I saw that.
It's really nice,
Yeah.
and I have like the USCX series. We had mechanics, which were just amazing because I mean it beats my mom in the pits with an Allen key. The
Right.
odd time she'll bring the Allen key, she'll remember. But yeah, it was just great to have that support and just more of a setup that I could relax around the races and
Yes,
everything.
huge. Yep.
Because the year before I was with my mom in the car for 5 weeks, just like we drove from Calgary to all the races. So I mean, it's a pretty far drive to the east coast of America. So yeah, so it was great to have support. And like still I have so many bike parts with me over here, and I have like 7 sets of wheels, which is unheard of for me, and I'm so fortunate for that. So yeah, definitely a lot less stress on my shoulders, and honestly a lot like I feel like I have a lot more room to breathe, and like I can perform a lot better when I'm not thinking about where I'm sleeping the next
Yeah.
night or like how I'm gonna get to this place. So
That's great.
yeah, I'm very happy for it.
Yeah, and so the Steve Hilford Foundation, they're supporting you in the USCX series, but you're also riding for them in Europe. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. So any race, all the World Cups, I would have raced with like the Steve Tilford skin suit,
Yeah.
but since I was with Team Canada, then I'm on their project. I'm gonna race Team
Right.
Canada. So
Okay.
yeah. But Bainey Dorm here, I'll be racing Steve Tilford because they're obviously supporting me and I'm on their team. But yeah, and unfortunately at Nummer didn't race that, but would have been representing them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. You're carrying on the Steve Tilford name. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
know Steve Tilford, but I followed like every moment of his career, and I think he would be very happy to have someone like you carrying that name forward, and the grit that he had that you're also showing so much of.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. It's really nice to carry on his name. So.
So, looking forward, what's next? What's next for Nico Knoll?
Yeah, we'll finish this cross season. And then I'll be doing the full mountain bike season as I'll be first year U23. So I'm hoping to race maybe some World Cup, maybe a few races in Europe to get the points up, but full mountain bike season, that's for sure. And then of course when cross comes around, the full thing again. Yeah, as much as I love cross, I don't know how much it's not like the best for the future in my mind. I don't know if I can be making a living from cross mountain bike. There's a lot better opportunity to do that, but and I love mountain biking just as much as cross. So yeah, I can't wait for the mountain bike season. I was really like my first season really racing last year. And I did okay. So I'm excited to see what'll happen this year with it.
Yeah, so you're kind of like it's cycling, but you're a dual athlete. Really, like you love cyclocross and you love mountain biking. So you're pursuing both of those. And I understand actually. Did you finish second at the Canada Games mountain bike race?
Yeah, I did.
Riding for Alberta, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have a little bit of a connection. We had Soren Westlake on one of our podcasts,
Yeah.
and I think was it Ada? He talked about Ada from the team that loaned him a wheel that he raced on to win. So we have to give another shout out to your teammate Ada if she's listening.
Yes.
Yeah, we might even declare a Manitoba holiday for her because she helped Soren. So. But yeah, so you've had some great mountain bike results. We're not even getting into, but that's kind of your other love of the sport of cycling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really fun. Honestly, Summer Games was just a blast because Worlds was in a few weeks. So I got to hang out with some friends that I don't usually see, meet some new people. Yeah, it was great. But a lot of focus was mainly in staying healthy and recovering and just training through it for Worlds, of course. So
Yeah.
Right. You want to peak for Worlds. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it was
as we start to wrap this up a bit, one thing that I've noticed, I'm sort of new to cycling, but we don't often see young women stay with it very long. And if you were going to give some tips to parents, tips to young listeners about staying in this long haul, what kind of tips would you give?
Gosh, I don't even know. I think I was just really well supported and through my family to keep going, and like I always looked up to my brother, my older brother, and like he just is very like steezy on his bike, and I always was like, oh, man, I wish I could. So I was always reaching to something, I think.
Interesting.
But I think a lot of young women just don't continue on the sport because they find different interests, and it is a, as you said, long haul. Like it is something that you keep working and working and you see very little progress sometimes. So it's a little like, okay, I could be doing something better with my time. But yeah, I think there's a little club starting or started. It's pretty big now also in Canmore area that my friend is on, and also friend has created. It's Peak Pursuits, and it's just an all girls team, and it's just blown up. Like I think they
Wow.
have about 20 girls on there, and I think that helps so much because for me, I was the only girl in Alberta racing. Really, like I had a friend, Ella Myers, who was 3 years older than me, but we were never racing together, and
Yeah.
we'd never really ride together because she would always ride with my older brother, so
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to ride with them. So it was for me just like me and my dad, or just me on my own, and so that was really like, it's not the best. It's not very nice to do that alone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And
but
if you can have that critical mass, whether it's 20
yeah.
or 30 people, where it's just there's just so much more than just the bike racing aspect. There's
Yeah,
just the
there's a bit more of a community with them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's very fun. Like I mentor them sometimes. Like
Okay.
sometimes I'll pre-ride with them, or I'll just I did a bit of coaching before I forget when I did it, but before cyclocross I did a bit of coaching for the cyclocross, and I honestly love that so much because I get to see like the girls actually have interest in that. And
Nice.
I definitely did not have that interest in cycling at 12. Like I
Yeah.
could care less.
Okay.
Uh,
Sure.
yeah, but I think just the community is so much, like it helps so much for
What-
that, and I wish that I had that when I was
Yeah.
growing up. I'm very jealous of it.
And if we could just throw a shout out to your friend who's leading this organization in Canmore. What was it called again, and what's your friend's name?
It's Peak Pursuits, and Sarah Pittard actually created it, and with help of quite a few other people, I believe, but she was just mainly the leading lady with it, and she created it, and it's really good. Like they are sponsored by Orbea and local companies and businesses, and it's just great. Like they have the Jackaroo custom kit, which I love to wear because it's just nice colors and it goes very well with everything, and of course women's team has got to look good, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah.
that's awesome. Like, I mean, a big team, good sponsors, a good leader in Sarah, I think you said. So that's,
Yeah.
So big shout out to Peak Pursuits in Alberta.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I can't tell you how important community is whenever we have these discussions. You know, you're sleeping in a haunted house, and the snow is blowing through the room, and there's like you can hear the pigeons, but you're with the whole team, and you're kind of living this dream, and you're doing it with someone else, and those memories last forever. So shout out to Sarah and to everyone who's trying to do this and trying to make these communities happen, because that's the essence, I think, of being a junior athlete, being a young athlete, is making those friendships, having those experiences, while at the same time you're pursuing your dream.
Yes. Yeah, that is very important community. It makes it fun. I was losing it a bit with just my dad and I.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there anyone else you want to thank, just to wrap things up? Any, people you want to thank, just like on this crazy journey that you're on? Just any shout outs to other people?
Well, just all my friends that housed me over the years didn't let me pay for much.
Nice.
Very thankful for that. Some teams along the way, like CXD, they helped me in Dublin, and it was just a great experience. And then, of course, David Gagnon, he helped me get on this team, which is great. And this team, relentless, is great. Yeah, and of course my parents, they helped me through everything, and they push me even like sometimes when I'm kind of down and unmotivated for around cycling things. They push me to be better, and it's very very helpful and everything. It's great. So
Right on.
yes,
Right on.
the community.
Yeah. Well, I think that was awesome. I mean, those were all awesome stories. Like, I think anyone trying to pursue that kind of dream, you went through like the ups and downs. Like, yeah, you had good races, you had bad moments, you had to get through them, you had to try and find ways to progress. So yeah, those lot of inspiration and wisdom there from you today.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
And you're still smiling and laughing when you tell the story. So there's a lot of energy there, a lot of positivity. That's so
I've
great.
made it this far. So.
Yeah, you've had a smile on your face like this whole hour and a half telling these stories. So that was just really, really cool.
So
Yeah.
yeah, thanks again. Good luck the rest of the season. Good luck in 2026, and hopefully we run into you in person at some point in a race.
That'd be sick.
Maybe one day back in Winnipeg, which we'll leave a teaser and just say we'll put that out in the universe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe another cyclocross championships, maybe a gravel
Maybe a gravel
national
championship.
championships.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
You got some gravel roads there.
We got
We
a lot of
definitely got
gravel.
some good gravel rides
Got
here.
a lot of gravel. So thanks again, Nico.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Well, Steve, a friend of mine, Rory Carroll, who races cyclocross in Alberta, told me after listening to our interview with Adam Smith that we should talk to Nico Knoll because she was pursuing a very similar dream at a really young age, throwing herself into the lion's den, putting herself out against the best in Belgium and the Netherlands and Spain on the World Cup circuit in cyclocross. And I thought that was an amazing story about her first 3 seasons, which I didn't realize she was already in her 3rd season, racing these epic races that I've only ever seen on flow bikes.
Yeah, exactly. Like these are legendary courses, and to go from racing cyclocross in Canada, racing in the US, which is some really great, awesome races, but it is such a massive step up to Europe. Huge crowds, 25,000 people, epically difficult courses, and she's just jumping in there. And I think like that's so many people's dream to kind of do that, but they hold themselves back. They're like, well, I don't think I could do it. And with the support of her parents, and she's just jumping right into that. And yeah, that was really inspiring, just hearing that, someone doing that.
Totally. I think sometimes at a young age, you say to yourself, I want to get to this level. And people will say to you, well, you can't. You're not good enough. You're born in Manitoba. You think you're going to race in Belgium? Her mom says, you want to get good at cycling? You want to do this for real? Now, her mom is from the Netherlands. She's a Dutch Olympian in speed skating. She says, we got to get there, and you got to get there. And I think it takes some bravery and some courage to get on that plane at 16 years old and throw yourself in the mix with people you probably idolize from the internet, who are the next generation of cyclocross professional cyclists.
Yeah, and I love the story when she is getting called up to the front row at her first real race in Europe, and it's a big race. Yeah. And like she's trying to process it, like she's kind of laughing about it and like, how is this all going to work? And then she's just focused on like the start and focused on the next corner, getting into a rhythm. And then all of a sudden she takes the win. And she mentions UCI published her winning, celebration. And I'd seen that. And I'm like, oh, I guess she just wins every race. Like, right. Is she that like, but it was one big highlight, but for her to just process that and put that race together, and yeah, that was such an awesome story.
Yeah, and now that she's in an age group where she's having to race elite, and she's had to change the goalposts a little bit to say, now I'm racing the best in the world. As a junior, as an 18-year-old, my new goal is I want to be in the cash. And so changing the goalpost a little bit, focusing on her own personal goals each race, being a member of the Canadian Christmas cyclocross camp, enjoying that moment, I think is really special. It was nice to hear those stories.
And it was cool that she's racing for Steve Tilford Racing. Like, I know growing up as a kid, I just read about this legend, Steve Tilford, and he just kept going and going and going. And for him, you know, his spirit to continue on with that team and someone like Nico was just really heartwarming from my perspective.
Yeah, and I hadn't known that story, so looking at that and the amount of support that they're giving to these young women is absolutely phenomenal.
And also we learned about Peak Pursuits. We want to give even another shout out to that, because that's another person, like we've talked to different coaches and so forth on this Pedalcast, and it takes people like that to make those communities really start and have that energy to really grow it before it can kind of take off on its own. So a shout out to Sarah and Peak Pursuits.
Absolutely. And we need so much more of that, that community to support young women and girls in cycling, that it's really refreshing to see. Thanks, Steve. That was an awesome interview.
Hey, Pedalcast fans, you can now reach out to John and Steve through email. Our email is longhall@umfm.com. longhall@umfm.com. So you can send us all your questions, all your compliments, and we might get to them on the Pedalcast. So thanks for listening, and reach out to let us know what you're thinking. Thanks for listening to the Long Haul Pedalcast. Be sure to subscribe and keep listening to all of these incredible stories that will help inspire you to create your own long haul journey.